I think I left it in a bit of an awkward place last episode because I think we don't have much left on
Something's
Xavier.
off.
But you know what? If this ends up being a super short episode, it just means Rafi's will have to come a lot sooner. So, let's get straight back into it. So, something's off. The tunnel has been closed for some time now, and the information has spread to the drivers who are stuck here. After we arrived, fewer cars showed up. But at this moment, an armoured truck is pulling into the rest stop station. Energy fluctuations. The newly arrived vehicle is loaded with a batch of active protocore energy weapons. There's quite a few of them. They might not necessarily be from Ever. Yeah, fuck Ever. But Xavier doesn't hesitate.
Retreat. Get in the truck.
Well, shit. Using the fog and other large vehicles as cover, we head to the corner. A subtle energy shift appears in the air. Xavier and Isaiah turn their attention toward the center.
Avoid the patrol robots.
It's just like the time when Xavier helped me escape the nest. We ran into them at Azure Square. Ever is using them to pursue us?
They're all Ever's products. The fact that they immediately hacked the robot's control systems means it's them. At this rate, they'll determine our location within 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's not good.
Get ready for a fight.
Yay!
Yeah.
The fog grows thicker, and my grip on my gun becomes slick with sweat. It's possible that we don't need to fight, but the tension still makes my heart beat faster. An unexpected topic breaks the atmosphere of our silent retreat.
Before this difficult battle begins, I need to make a confession.
Jemiah?
Over the years, I've been secretly taking parts from our backtracking spaceship to modify my truck.
Jemiah? What?
Since you're insane, consider going to therapy. Dying is also an option.
Fuck's sake. Oh, he's a drama king and I love it. Don't fight. While I'm confused about why Jeremiah is bringing this up, Isaiah's angry expression freezes, and then it falls apart.
Please don't tell me you still haven't given up on that suicidal idea of modifying a miniature warp drive.
That's a no. A miniature warp device? Can that be built on a truck? Shocked, I look at Xavier. Even his serious expression shows traces of cracking. Jeremiah becomes the calmest person in the room, his face revealing hints of amusement.
Anyway, we only have two options right now. Either we charge out and fight, or we try out my truck's immature string-end warp drive that I poured my heart and soul into modifying.
Okay, so Jeremiah, I have a couple of questions. One, why would you do that? Second of all, how long have you been taking parts from the ship? And thirdly, what, you're only bringing this up now, which scares me.
What's the success rate?
If success is defined as no one dying, then it's 100%.
Woo!
The worst case scenario is that we won't know where we'll end up.
Has your recklessness grown with age?
Yeah, this is Jeremiah.
Has your courage declined with age?
Don't. My horns ain't horning. Children? Isaiah's brow furrows before relaxing. He scoffs and directs the question to me.
It's your call.
Why is it my call? I did not ask for this level of responsibility.
Yeah, you decide.
What? Men! Fucking men! Firstly, I need to know what kind or blah blah blah. First, I need to know what a string end warp is. Secondly, did you forget that Xavier is your leader?
It's basically a point-to-point space travel technology. But you've already made your choice, right?
Why are men incapable of making decisions so they always go, oh, you make the decision? I'll tell you why. It's because they're too afraid of pissing off MC, because they know she could whoop all their asses. Do I want to fight my way out or do I want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit? You know what, let's fucking risk it. We'll just teleport. The enemies before us are too familiar with our skills and their strength is formidable. Not to mention, they're carrying weapons with a highly Oh my god, you're on a dose right now. But highly destructive power. What worries me most is, could they be carrying equipment that's designed to target suppressors? It's basically teleporting, right? I might not have done it myself, but I've seen it in action. Space warps would be pretty straightforward. Speaking of which, I've seen sci-fi movies where the pigs were the protagonists. If pigs can do a space warp, we can too. After organizing my foes, I turned to the three men's patient gazes and grit my teeth. Jeremiah, do you have a way for us to slip away without alerting anyone?
I got you.
Can we add an extra safety measure? We need to guarantee we'll stay within a certain range and not end up on the other side of the planet.
There are people here who have extensive experience with unplanned warp points.
Realizing he's talking about their experience using Traceback 2 across time and space, I can't help but feel somewhat nostalgic. Though, now's not the time for that. You really have been through, oh my god. Sometimes I read a sentence and it makes sense, and then I read it and then it don't make sense, so I have to do a double take. You really have been through a few epic adventures. Xavier, who got in first, turns around in a crouching position and pushes aside the branches blocking the rear door as he reaches out to me.
Regardless of the adventure, you've always been there.
Before I can think about what he means, he pulls me into the vehicle. The door closes behind me. It seemingly shuts out all outside threats. Sandwiched in a corner, hidden by two heavy trucks, the windows of the small vehicle, sorry. After confirming that the inside of the truck can't be seen from the outside, the steering wheel rises, and Jeremiah skillfully manipulates the control panel underneath.
Now it's a small truck equipped with a cloaking device and stealth tech. We can use the shadows for cover and slip into the tunnel's auxiliary road next to the checkpoint. Once we're there, we'll activate the string-end warp drive. The tunnel will conceal the commotion, so hopefully they won't notice us.
Alright. Everything progresses just like Jeremiah says. Neither the patrol robots nor the checkpoint detects us. The truck enters the tunnel's auxiliary road. At that final moment, Xavier extends his hand toward me as if to seek my consent.
We'll blow up those patrol robots to show them we're hiding at this rest stop.
That way they'll waste more time here. He's such a cutie patootie. I grasp his hand and we silently resonate just before the vehicle enters the tunnel. Inside the rest stop, several figures are searching for something. Patrol robots hover in midair, their compound eyes sweeping across the tunnel entrance. Traces of cold red light flashes. Suddenly, all robots lose power, their eyes flickering and going dark. Oh god, they crash to the ground one after another. I mean, honestly, that's pretty smart from them. Can't really complain about that move. Okay, we're on to a new chapter, so thankfully we did not stop at an awkward time. I'm not stopping until we're done with Xavier's branch. If the video turns out to be 2 hours, I'm fucked. Unbeknownst to anyone, a small flower delivery truck sits at the end of the aerial tube's frontage road. The vehicle blends into its surroundings. Jeremiah's movements have reached a level that's beyond my comprehension. I've heard of space warp technology, but I always thought it was nothing more than a theory, something for the distant future. I feel a little nervous. That anxiety quickly recedes like a tide when I hear a poorly stifled yawn. Oh, Xavier Z, Xavier, I can't believe you're sleepy right now. Don't you feel on edge?
You're the one who's too nervous.
Yeah, true. We're about to do a space warp.
It's more like jumping. It sounds impressive, but...
It's actually really impressive.
Jeremiah takes a break from his work to chime in. Xavier turns his head around.
Don't listen to him. He's just bragging. This isn't a real space warp. There are too many conditions it can't meet. You can imagine it as an elevator that's slightly faster than usual.
Excellent. That really reassures me.
We just don't know which floor it'll stop at.
I'm somewhat stunned. Is it really just an elevator?
Range safety measures are in place, and the emergency brakes are functional. Everything's ready. What about you guys?
Emotionally, no. The windows, rearview mirror decorations, sturdy leaves, and delicate flower petals begin to vibrate at the same time. Jeremiah's hand pauses in midair, his gaze sweeping over each of us. Although he appears slightly tense, he's not too anxious. Okay, how's Isaiah? He's a real question. In the silence, he presses his lips together and activates the vehicle's warp drive. A loud hum bursts forth from within me, and it almost instantly blurs my consciousness. All my senses are in turmoil. My body and soul are thrown into chaos. At that moment, a hand quickly grasps mine. My trembling heart settles and allows my consciousness to flow freely. Oh, he's keeping us safe. He's just a baby. God, where have we turned up? Invisible forces draw upon pure energy born from nothingness. They twist time and space. They accumulate and condensate. Invisible forces draw upon pure energy born from nothingness. We read that already, okay. A giant star's death builds the framework for this energy. A collision in a binary star system strengthens its form. A wave of meteorite bombardment covers it with an outer shell. Finally, a faint fluctuation from the cosmic strings sends it into orbit. After being incubated for hundreds of millions of years, it takes on the appearance of a young planet. Is that Uluru? I can kind of hear something. Going on. The birth of the universe is flourishing growth, decline, and eventual collapse into an ether core play in an endless loop. It's a cycle of perpetual renewal. Light and dust flicker as they flow past. At first, it's impossible to tell whether I'm moving forward or backward, ascending or descending. It's as if my consciousness is being swept along a river. It converges into the torrent until it falls into the vast ocean of the cosmos. At that moment, the flowing universe calms and reaches a complete standstill. It's the perfect time to wake up. The restraints on my consciousness return bit by bit. Scattered thoughts and confused, fragmented memories are picked up and restored one by one. I remember who I am, and I know with certainty that I haven't fallen into the universe because my body is about to collapse this time. Was that because of the space warp? Everything in my periphery is still, and the universe is frozen in this moment. The past, present, and future converge like countless rivers meeting at the same point. Time loses its meaning, and everything throughout eternity unfolds within my consciousness. Huh? In that moment of a thought flashing, something establishes a connection with me. It's a hollow planet. I look toward it. When I see the dying planet whose energy has been depleted, everything begins to flow. Massive artificial satellites sweep across nearby orbits. At the same time, a bright speck of light rises from the planet. Without any hesitation, it plunges into the torrent of space-time. It looks familiar to me. That's a ring-shaped ship. It's Traceback 2. Oh, okay. Interesting. So did we just like see when it did a right, I'm gonna be disclaimer, I am not the best on Xavier lore, but was that kind of like a flashback of when Traceback 2 left Philos? Maybe? Let me know in the comments, because I'll be intrigued to know. I see Traceback's 2 starting point, and I also see every moment after it began its journey. Is Xavier in there? Repeating his name in my heart, I fall toward that ring-shaped ship. It's as if I'm descending into the river of time where it exists. The rising bubbles form into stars of various sizes and scatter, and the ship's outline rapidly becomes clear. The scars on the spaceship's hull that I had seen aren't there yet. The compartments that were broken in my memory are now bustling with life. This is what they looked like during their mission. The small spaceship's portals frame several scenes of varying activity. On the cluttered workbench are equipment of various sizes. Some familiar and some not. They sit in piles. I've seen traces of them at Jeremiah's place. 2 sisters who look alike are polishing their comrades' badges, the gleaming metal sparkling brilliantly in their hands. 5 or 6 people wearing the same uniform gather in the center. They're animatedly discussing something while looking at several holographic star charts with overlapping galaxies. In the distance, regularly blinking panels and instruments displays run smoothly, their faint light occasionally illuminating a distant figure. Their uniforms. I feel like I wore one myself. So she's referring to the light seekers right now. Or backtrackers, yeah, sorry. I don't know why I said light seekers. I watched I watched the backtrackers from another space-time as if they're part of a vivid, lifelike, silent film. Most of them are people I never met before. So why do I feel a sense of familiarity? The crowd around the holographic charts is suddenly agitated. I suppress my quickened heartbeat and move closer to the porthole. I can make out certain faces among them. Jeremiah. In the center are 2 figures, and one of them seems to be Jeremiah. Why does he look like he just got into a fight? After some effort, I finally recognize the person across from him, the one covering most of his face. He fought with Isaiah. That explains it. What about Xavier? I don't see him anywhere. As if an omniscient dream, my consciousness guides me as I float along the exterior of Traceback 2. In the farthest window, I finally see a familiar figure. The distance between the portholes is so great that he appears to be alone from the outside. He's away from the crowd, located at the other end of the spaceship. But this doesn't make him seem lonely. He's watching the commotion, and everyone is held within his gaze. Their relationships were really good back then. Oh my god. What happened? A gaze that transcends time and space is like dark matter. Even when it intrudes upon the world within the portholes, no one should notice it. But that figure is wearing light-hooded clothing, or light-colored clothing, suddenly gets up and walks toward the window. Xavier! My racing heart is seemingly pounding against my eardrums. As he moves closer, I unconsciously shift to the porthole as well. I don't know what my current form is. I only want to press my hand against his palm as it rests on the other side of the window. At that moment, those eyes have already seen everything look out. His peaceful gaze is endless. I don't know if my figure is reflected in his eyes, or maybe the countless stars in deep space cover his vision. Space shakes violently. My consciousness grows hazy, and I only feel myself being pulled backward. I fall onto something soft. This is a seat? A vehicle compartment? The spacecraft overlaps with the Philo delivery truck that's filled with flowers. My palm touches a window. That's not a porthole. It's the window of a truck. Everything instantly becomes real. Has the cosmic consciousness convergence ended? As if confirming my thoughts, the compartment keeps shaking. My consciousness withdraws from the emptiness of space at an increasingly fast pace. I can't help but feel a sense of urgency. I look toward my periphery. I want to see what lies at the end of the current where Traceback 2 is located. I didn't think I'd see a destroyed planet there. It's Earth. A certain voice rings out in my consciousness. That is Traceback 2's destination, and it's what will become of the current Lincoln in the near future. In the Traceback in torrent, the Earth's core flows with light once again. It continuously swallows the energy that had escaped. The teleconic plates that had already disintegrated are being pulled in the opposite direction. The planet's condition is being reversed. Among all this, a streak of silver light rushes toward the massive vortex formed by dust, meteorites, and planetary debris. At last, is buried deep within the reformed planet. How could this have happened? Didn't Traceback 2 reach Earth? Panic grips my heart. My gaze moves away, and Traceback 2 travels quietly through deep space. I see Xavier turn, and the cosmic fluctuation detector behind him receives a new signal. It's impossible to know what he saw. All worries sink into the sea of consciousness, and lucidity once again distances itself from me. There is a lot of lore to handle in here. I'm gonna need someone to put this into dummy language because I got small brain and me brain hurt because me not like thinking. I, above the familiar Earth, saw myself. The me on Earth is looking through the truck's compartment barrier to gaze at the void above. Meanwhile, the me in the air is rapidly falling. I see the image of myself reflected in my eyes. The familiar giant eye that once devoured me. Once the observer's vision leaves the cosmos, the changes don't stop. The space-time current that Traceback 2 is traveling on, along with countless other currents whose origins can't be seen, has arrived at the same turning point. This is a turning point outside like natural order. Thus, their direction is changed. A predetermined future shatters. The air twists. A rift appears and it spits out a small truck. A barrier opens just in time. Oh, we're here. It catches the vehicle half a second before it lands, which prevents everything and everyone from being smashed into pieces.
Great. It was a safe landing. Whoa. Our spaceship?
The place we landed at is none other than the depths of No Hunt Zone for number 42. We're next to Traceback 2. The hazy sounds of amusement intensify my dizziness. I blink, and the first real thing I feel is the hand I'm gripping for some reason. Xavier tightly held both my hands this whole time.
Can you hear me? Do you feel dizzy or nauseous?
I feel both ways, mate. Xavier.
Yeah, it's me.
What I'm leaning against changes from a truck door into something warmer and softer. Then the door opens and the scent of the forest rushes in. For one whole minute, I'm reacquainted with myself and let Xavier come back into focus. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Huh?
Hi. Still slightly overlapping with those images, he approaches me. Warm fingers gently brush against the area near my eye. The evening breeze stirs. The slight coolness on my moistened face is exposed. Xavier looks surprised. The other two figures, who are more blurry, stop in front of the truck. They don't approach.
I blame you for this. Your driving skills are just as terrible as your swordsmanship.
Fuck's sake, Isaiah.
Well,
The faint sounds of conversation are far away, but Xavier is very quiet. The quieter it gets, the more disoriented I feel. Unsure of what to do next, I move my fingers and unconsciously loosen my grip. But nothing happens. The hand I'm holding onto is unwilling to cooperate. He has no way of knowing that I somehow missed making eye contact with him across the cosmos. But he's holding me tightly. My heart, deafened by overwhelming chaos, can finally hear the call of consciousness again. I shudder and hold him back with a firm grip.
Before the space warp happened, your evil was out of control. Do you remember?
Oh, okay. A little. The Core's energy must have surged.
You weren't in the best shape. If I hadn't held on to you.
He pauses. Then he gently pats my head to replace those unsaid words.
You are not hurt or anything?
I feel much better. I'm just a little tired. No, I'm very, very tired. Touché, sister. Feel that.
Weightlessness, dizziness, sensory integration issues, partial memory loss, all of them are possible, but they're only temporary. I should have told you some tips for adapting to interstellar warps beforehand. They might have helped. I know. We'll make Soren pay for this, too.
Excellent. I agree. In the end, I'm so exhausted that I lose the ability to think. Before falling asleep, the last thing I remember is me leaning against Xavier's shoulder. I listened to his slow breathing. That reality I had retrieved. It makes me want to cry. Oh, bless her. Right. I need to go and get some hydration. And I also need a coffee because I'm yawning. And that's never good for anybody. So, be right back. They've announced Valko and I still haven't finished the main story. The heaviness of my heartbeat pounds against my chest as I struggle to tear away the haze before my eyes. There he is. Hi! Seemingly enlarged, Xavier's face sways in my vision. I want to reach out and touch him, but I can only uncurl my fingers. Hi! Such a big softie. Speaking of softie, hey buddy. Xavier notices this and leans down. He playfully nuzzles my hand with the tip of his nose.
Did you sleep well? How are you feeling?
Come here, I want a hug! He's so close. Even simple words have the power to make me happy. Xavier isn't separated by the torrential space-time beyond my reach. How long was I out?
Less than 6 hours.
Okay, that's not too bad.
The recovery chamber's data says your evil has stabilized. Once your fatigue fades, you should be okay.
What's the matter, buddy? Loki's just come in and made his presence known. He supports my shoulders and helps me sit up.
The people trying to intercept us are probably still investigating the tunnel. The commotion we created should be enough to delay them for a while. Jeremiah's fixing his truck. He says he wants to shorten the miniature warp distance so it can be used for flower delivery across city blocks.
Oh my god,
So
Jeremiah.
there's no need to worry.
What about Isaiah?
You can focus on resting until dawn.
Hold on. I need to know, is Isaiah okay? I need my...
You? No way. Stay away from...
I need my comedy, okay? Right now, I'm lying, in... Ugh, English. Right now, I'm lying in Traceback 2's recovery chamber. Xavier is by my side, while Jeremiah and Isaiah are outside fixing the truck. A fragment of a memory once dormant slowly stirs. Feelings that emerged in the cosmic consciousness surge again. I was once one of them. Together, we shared a thrilling cosmic adventure. The cosmic coordinates Traceback 2 originally had. Where were they exactly? Did something unexpected happen before you arrived? Phone, shut up. The unexpected question causes Xavier's expression to falter slightly, and his hand on my shoulder tightens in response.
What did you figure out?
I forced myself to raise my arm and grab Xavier's fingers. I saw that you were supposed to arrive at an Earth as it stood on the threshold of destruction, but you're all alive and Earth is fine. Was I seeing things? As I ramble, the surprise in Xavier's eyes gradually fades. He squeezes my fingers as he continues questioning me.
What else did you see?
All the backtrackers. Jeremiah and Isaiah were fighting, and there was someone who reminded me of Soren. I also spotted people I had never seen before.
What about me?
He turns and sits down. With a more serious expression, he lowers his gaze. I asked you about an important matter. I will pick you up in a minute. The fucking cat.
I also asked you about an important matter. You saw all of them. So what about me?
I understand, of course, that this gentle questioning is his unique way of reassuring me. Fortunately, he really is safe and sound. I pull myself out of that overwhelming panic, squeeze his fingers, and clear my throat. I saw you, but it seemed like you didn't fit in. It took me a while to find you. Why were you by yourself near the control panel? Were you too intimidating? Everyone was too scared to hang out with you?
It should have been my turn to be on duty. Otherwise, I would have stepped in when Isaiah and Jeremiah were fighting.
Some things never change. Right, I'm gonna quickly sort out my cat. 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Look, he just wanted some cuddles. Little shit. You'd break up their spat?
I'd remind them that comrades who fight get punished. So if they were going to brawl, they might as well make it count. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it.
You're devious, Xavier. No wonder you stayed so far away. You enjoyed the show.
Aside from their fight and typical tomfoolery, did you see anything else? It sounds like the backtrackers are a disorganized group of misfits.
I mean, that's one way to explain it. You know how no one sees you work hard, but you get caught when you slack off? It's a universal law. Besides, I didn't bother to look at anyone else once I found you. Xavier tilts his head slightly, as if his curiosity had been satisfied. He finally seems willing to answer my original question.
During our backtracking, I received cosmic fluctuations.
Go put this on auto.
The source of their transmission was unknown.
Was it like the signal from Deepspace that we received in 2034? Xavier freezes for a moment, then his expression suddenly softens. Fuck.
Maybe.
Never mind, I can't put it in auto because it's too quick. Then his expression suddenly softens, his smile carrying a profound meaning that's difficult to read.
Although their source couldn't be traced, they weren't difficult to decode. I'm very familiar with the encryption method. They sent coordinates that were similar but different from the ones we originally had. At the time, I wasn't sure what that meant. For certain reasons, we decided to change coordinates at the last minute. The landing time ended up being a bit more off than expected.
How much?
A little over 200 years.
Oh my god. My eyes widen as I stare at his face. I blink once, then twice. I thought I understood you enough already, but I never expected...
It wasn't that big a deal. 200 years is just a small ripple in the endless river of time.
What happened after that? What were you supposed to do once you landed on an unfamiliar planet in the wrong time period?
I should clarify something first.
What that? Hey, buddy.
Whether it's a journey with time travel or a displacement of 200 years, both are already in the past. You don't need to worry about the hardships we've already endured.
I look at the silent, damaged Traceback too. His voyage crossed the barriers of time and space and carried grand, heavy ideals. The backtrackers who escaped fate's crash once greatly cherished it. What made them have the resolve to leave it behind? For someone who's eager to change something, 200 years would feel like a long time. Xavier doesn't comment on that. Instead, he holds my hand and stands up.
Are you feeling better? I want to take you somewhere.
Road trip? Oh. Sorry, buddy. The deep, inky darkness is diluted, even though the horizon hasn't broken free from the merged silhouettes of distant mountains and dense forests. At least the night isn't as dark anymore. Xavier brings me back to the back of the spaceship. Scars cover the hull and tangled, exposed cables hang like ski news. He pushes the vines aside and opens a small hatch door hidden underneath. There's an internal network composed of chips.
This is Traceback 2's energy transmission system module. What you're seeing makes up roughly 3,000ths of the entire system.
Fucking A.
If there isn't enough energy to power it, the spaceship will lose propulsion. Over those 200 years, repairing the spaceship became everyone's primary concern when we realized that achieving our goal would require careful, long-term planning.
I just cuddled him for 5 minutes and he's scratching the wardrobe again. I'm gonna have to lock him out of the room. I'm so sorry. 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Right. He takes my hand and places it on the delicate panel.
Use your eVault to sense it.
I've closed the door, so you shouldn't be able to get back in now. The transmission system suddenly turns on. It rapidly consumes my energy, but the process of converting kinetic energy as well as the transmission isn't smooth. It's like a pipeline with too many breaks. The loss during transmission is very high. Is it because of the damage?
It's the opposite.
Huh? His large hand covers mine, and the calluses from wielding a sword brush against my skin. They carry the solemnity of two people drawing a blade together. Xavier lowers his gaze and silently releases his evil. I immediately follow suit. Following his guidance, I detect traces that I couldn't find before. I sense several classes of evil, but the residual energy is already very faint. These are...
It's the power of other backtrackers. This part of the transmission system has the least amount of damage. At the time, we decided to prioritize repairing it. What you're seeing is the result of that.
Oh. A warmth flows into my heart along with his explanation. I gently touch the transmission system with newfound reverence and try to expand my detection range. It works. Now that it's several square meters wide, the evils I can sense are become more numerous. Some are intense, others are gentle. Each seemingly has a different personality, just like their owners.
033034 in Section G is almost fully repaired. The next phase, if we continue to supply our all that awaits us is failure.
Can we try again, please? Hey, are you being killed?
This doesn't involve just one person. This spaceship, it infects everyone. Your orders, I won't accept.
Huh. Those moments in time have been preserved by the transmission system as energy. They appear as hollow pieces of amber in places where the light illuminates them. The backtrackers once gathered here to repair the massive Traceback 2, and it was this place where they left traces of them parting ways.
They fought one day. Afterward, half of the people who had been repairing the ship gave up. Later on, several more among that group left. Fewer people stayed behind. And after a very, very long time, it became what you see now.
Fragments of light drift like dust from the vines he brushes aside. As the night wind rises, they scatter and land on the grass. Fucking phone. Faint light pours down from behind us. Our shadows are cast on the damaged surface of Traceback 2. They bring an energy fluctuation. Sensing something, I turn and look toward the east. The morning sunlight rips open a line along the distant horizon, and the towering structures in that area cast long shadows. Once our eyes adjust to the light, we realize it's a magnificent giant sword standing upright, as it's as if it cleaved heaven and earth. The holy sword of the goddess! Oh. Interesting. So the backtrackers had a big argument and then slowly they started separating. So now the only ones left are Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Xavier. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I'm not the best of my Xavier lore, but... Shit. I'm, like, shook right now. Like, I'm still trying to process what's just happened, because... Holy shit. Edge of the no-hunt zone 39. Isn't this where we were chasing Soren?
It wasn't there last night. It just appeared out of nowhere this morning.
What?
What is it? A mirage?
Morning light bathes the boundary between the city and no-hunt zone number 39. It illuminates the metal fence that's in front of the seclusion barrier and the old plaza. The crowd isn't gathered to gawk at the ruined streetscape from the old Wanderer attack. They're staring at the towering, sword-shaped monument that seems to have appeared out of thin air.
It materialized. Earlier than expected.
While we were rushing over from no-hunt zone number 42, the panic triggered by the Holy Sword's appearance had been brewing for an hour. Outside, the no-hunt zone that's been closed off, onlookers surround the area. Xavier and I weave through them. We move closer to the seclusion barrier.
The anti-tracking devices I gave you were just thrown together, but they should still work. The only downside is the limited battery life. You have 5 hours at most.
Ah,
Better work
shit.
fast.
Got it, but getting a closer look might be a little tricky. It's daytime and everyone will be watching. Before I can finish, Xavier pulls me towards the stationed evil police officers and flashes a vintage-style wallet.
Hello. I'm the hunter who was sent to investigate the situation. This is my partner.
In the blink of an eye, we're inside the perimeter.
What were you talking to Jeremiah about?
Nothing? Nothing. I just forgot I have official clearance to enter and exit no-hunt zones. We've either been hunted down or forced into hiding these past few days. Everything's a mess. This is all Soren's fault.
He has a mountain of debts on him. I doubt he's sleeping as soundly as we are.
What did you show the officers anyway? Your hunter ID?
Yeah, my hunter credentials. Huh?
The old wallet is open. Xavier's calm expression subtly changes.
It's my Bunny's Hot Pot membership card.
Your Bunny's Hot Pot membership card. We stare at the beaming rabbit mascot for a few seconds, and then we decided to move on. Yeah, probably wise. Oh, Xavier, I love you. God's sake. Passing by the damaged buildings within the no-hunt zone, the asphalt road under us is slowly replaced with pristine white stone slabs. This is the complete holy sword of the goddess. Unlike the phantoms I've seen before, the solid statue stands before me. It's solemn and graceful like a reverent queen. What's going on? Oh God. As soon as my consciousness wavers, dizziness strikes me. Oh.
Are you determined to do 1,000 strikes? You fulfill every request our teacher makes. I don't want you to become another's knight. I can choose not to become king. You can choose not to join the Lightseekers, who answer only to the royal family.
That was me and Xavier. A gentle breeze sweeps through the grass, and my vision refocuses. Xavier stands between the giant sword, his palm pressed against the blade. As if transported back to that ancient time, he bows his head and silently recites something. Or maybe he's performing a ritual. Another gust sweeps across the ground. He opens his eyes and returns to his familiar demeanor.
This is...
A faint light is peeled away from the monument. It flows into Xavier's palm. Without the light's concealment, the scratches on the statue's surface become visible.
They're new.
Did Wanderers from the No Hunt Zone do this? Wait, Wanderers haven't appeared in the No Hunt Zone number 39 for a long time. Oh? Xavier, look, there's wavy leaf sea lavender. Familiar yet somehow different, a cluster of small blue flowers grows close to its base. I reach out to touch them, but the petals wilt and disappear as soon as my fingertips reach them. Uh-oh.
Watch out.
Uh-oh. The unexpected turn of events shatters the tranquility. Xavier pulls me back, his light blade ready to strike.
Something's off. No. This descended piece of Velos isn't right. Can you sense the energy fluctuations?
Maybe. There are abnormal fluctuations behind the monument. It's like the huge magnetic field overlap I sensed before.
That means the statue's appearance is only the beginning.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe you'll see Astria Night Academy.
That name sounds familiar. Light shines as Xavier uses his blade instead of his finger to gently touch the vines on the statue. It's as if he punctured a static illusion. The vines rapidly shrivel up under his sword. They turn into smoke and dust in the blink of an eye.
This isn't good. The forcibly transplanted Velos is withering.
Are you saying... Xavier crouches down and runs his hand over the slabs we're on. His palm is covered with a layer of light-colored dust.
Without its original energy from the cosmos, everything on the planet will only decay faster. We once theorized this could happen. The Flux Nexus in No Hunt Zone number 39 has already been destroyed. Yet the Holy Sword of the Goddess still appeared.
Meaning... I'm afraid only Soren knows the truth. Xavier narrows his eyes as he looks at the wilted wavy leaf sea lavender at his feet. Just when I believe he might be thinking of finding Soren by himself again, he closes his eyes. Then he looks up and softly speaks to me.
Let's go. Soren is in a good hiding place. We won't be able to locate him immediately.
How did you know I was worried about that?
You're gripping my hand tight. It wasn't hard to figure out.
Aww.
There's no point in staying here any longer. Let's get going. We'll think of something.
Okay. Oh, my Shayla. Ah! I love him. When we return, the crowd of onlookers has only grown larger. They're sizing up Xavier and me. The hunters on duty have arrived. I step forward to explain the situation to my colleagues in the Evol police. That's it, more or less. I recommend avoiding the area for now. Keep your distance while maintaining a high-level security presence. The latest energy data has already been uploaded. Let's wait for the association's analysis before considering the next course of action. After saying goodbye, I turn to call Xavier so that we can leave, but I see him staring at the crowd. What's the matter?
I saw a familiar face.
Soren? A backtracker? I move toward the checkpoint. I'm not sure if I should call for backup.
I know who it is. He's not allied with Soren. They'll circle around and grab him.
Who could it be? Xavier and I split up and blend into the crowd. We follow its flow to sneakily approach the backtracker. Just as we're closing in, the person senses something, quickly pulls down his hat, and turns to walk away. We've been spotted.
Get ready to ambush him.
Layers of people obstruct my line of sight. I struggle to push through the gaps as I chase after him. But whenever I'm about to catch up, I become unfocused for a moment.
Stay at least 6 meters away. Keep your distance. He's a psychic class evolver.
Get too close and there's a chance he could paralyze your brain or make you go blind.
What the fuck is that evil power? He's strong. The Backtracker quickly realizes we're keeping our distance and decides to use the crowd as cover to make his escape. Just as I'm about to close in, strong metaflux suddenly falls. My concentration shatters. A wanderer! No, the scale of this metaflux.
Don't worry.
Space is torn apart as several menacing figures fall. Wanderers surge for lunge toward the civilians who have collapsed. I can't worry about the Backtracker now. I immediately call the evil police and let them evacuate the civilians. Then I raise my gun. Did I miss a bit? Yeah. No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. But beside me, he flashes and vanishes. In the blink of an eye, the blade has already sliced the Wanderer's claws. But what surprises me even more is that the person who appears later is standing in front of the civilians. It's that Backtracker!
I'll handle this side.
An unfamiliar, composed voice comes from Xavier's side. It's like an old phone call that took years to connect. Oh, okay. Oh, we're jumping straight into a fight then. Okay. Oh god, I don't actually know if Moo Player is good at dealing with battling. Let's give it a go. If not, then we may have a problem. Okay, that's... Oh god. Hold on, let me just quickly fix Moo very quickly. Because I didn't realize it was going to do this. Right, hold on. Oh god. I need to... Ah! I wasn't expecting it to do this. Hold on. How can I replicate this? Yes, I can. Hold on. I'm a genius. Wait. Right, I'm going to pause this very quickly.
I'm sleepy. Let's get this over.
Right, hold on. 1 minute, just in case I do any dialogue. Hold on. Okay, that should do the trick. Hopefully you guys can see everything. I just want to know if it's going to do like any dialogue.
Here we go.
I'm not expecting this to be amazing quality because I don't do the combat on my on Moo. I do combat on my phone.
I'll show you.
Oh dear me.
I didn't even sweat.
I don't think it's going to give me any dialogue, so I think we're safe to skip. We'll find out. Okay. Bang. The tall, thin Backtracker is pushed through the doorway. I follow Xavier and take a moment to glance at the small sign hanging from the door. No Worries Agency. It sounds like an organization that takes money to solve problems. Upon entering, I see the decor is just like the stuff you see in the offices of old TV dramas. Simple yet refreshing, they carry the faint scent of plants and wood. It's formal and not what I imagined. Xavier locks the door and acts more like the owner of the office rather than the actual owner.
Sullivan, has Soren contacted you recently?
Sullivan?
It's been ages since we last saw each other. Do you have anything else to say?
The holy sword of the goddess manifested here. We don't know what will appear next. Now's not the time for a heart-to-heart. Has Soren contacted you?
No.
What about the 4 people you're close to?
One chose Soren in the end.
As the Rainbow Runners prefect and resource coordinator for the Backtrackers, your data integration abilities shouldn't have deteriorated, right?
I'm so invested.
What are you trying to say?
Xavier doesn't respond. Instead, he turns and begins surveying the small office. He stops before a corkboard covered in photos.
Back then, Traceback 2 landed at a space-time anchor point that was outside the margin of error. The first plan was immediately scrapped. After the second plan was agreed upon, we spent 20 years searching for suitable magnetic field points and planted 53 flux nexuses.
I haven't forgotten. That was to detect Earth's energy flow, so we could immediately detect the formation of an ether core. Unfortunately, as soon as the Chrono Rift catastrophe appeared, all our plans were ruined. Those flux nexuses could only be shut down.
What if I said that the flux nexuses weren't actually turned off? Rather, they were changed to serve another purpose.
What do you mean? Pinching the corner of a photo between his fingertips, Xavier runs his thumb over the blurry flayed image. It appears to be a group of young people wearing matching uniforms. They're standing before the Holy Sword when it was still pristine.
Are you saying the Holy Sword of the Goddess appeared because Soren modified the Flux Nexuses?
Probably.
Some of the ones you set up may have been modified as well. Back then, to ensure the plan wasn't leaked, each person only knew the locations of the anchor points they set up. And the map showing all the anchor points
Was with Soren.
is hidden in your psychically sealed compartment. I need that map.
Sullivan, who has been confrontational with Xavier, lets out a hearty laugh and plops his tense self onto the sofa.
I already left the backtrackers, Captain. I swore never to interfere with any backtrackers.
Uh-oh. Xavier takes down a map of Lincoln City and spreads it out in front of Sullivan.
Just mark the anchor points in Lincoln. That'll do.
Think of me as an aging old man. I can no longer chase the dreams of my youth.
Okay, yeah, but Xavier's still young as fuck, so... That old photo is pushed across the map.
Sure. After all, you're willing to let them be buried in the dream you abandoned.
The cold sneer Sullivan forced onto his face immediately crumbles, and he looks away with an icy expression.
You think that will make me come back crying and ensure I swear my loyalty to you again? You're too...
Save the complaints for next time. Assuming there is one anyway.
This is the second time Xavier has interrupted him. I'm nervous because I rarely see him emulate an intimidating aura. With that kind of attitude, I can only hope Sullivan doesn't get angry and side with Soren out of spite.
But the Holy Sword of the Goddess has appeared. Doesn't that mean Soren's plan might succeed? The Holy Sword of the Goddess was the first to manifest, which proves he remembers the oath we swore before it. He's staying true to himself. Shouldn't you be happy?
But his actions are tearing Philos apart, which will accelerate the death of the planet.
What?
He lost his mind. Have you also gone mad?
What do you mean he's tearing Philos apart?
Xavier extends his hand, clenches his fist, and grey dust particles fall in front of Sullivan. The falling dust shatters the sincerity in Sullivan's gaze. He leaps up from the sofa.
The Philos that's being transferred through a magnetic field overlap is the same Philos in our memories. But it won't be for long.
So he's transporting parts of Philos back to Lincoln City to bring Philos back, but by doing that, it's destroying it.
He modified the flux nexuses to perform an energy traction. To be more specific, he used the RMFMA's spatial overlap principles as a basis for cutting and transplanting Philos. Unlike the planet transplantation we theorized, this method will cause the fragments of Philos to lose their original energy when they arrive on Earth. What he's bringing isn't Philos, but rather the broken corpse of a lifeless planet. The decay of the Holy Sword of the Goddess has only just begun.
The grey dust sits as a thin layer on the table. It's so fragile that it doesn't need wind or rain to disperse. Sullivan's hands tremble. He wants to touch the dust particles but doesn't dare to get close.
Our everlasting statue. As long as Philos stands, it will never fall.
Heavy silence fills the room. It presses down on everything. No one dares to breathe. I notice a soft sigh that Xavier hid behind his calm words. It's so gentle, as if he's afraid of disturbing something.
This is what you left with me back then.
He takes out a familiar badge from his pocket and places it beside the dust from the monument.
Now, using my authority as Xavier, I invite you once again, be my vice captain.
There's a stack of neatly arranged forms on the desk. They match the office's interior. The note looks new and seems to be a request form for lost items. Mr. Yang, Building 12, Unit 102. urgently seeking a medalist laughing thrush that flew away from the backyard at noon.
I hope that melodious laughing thrush hasn't wandered too far. Let's go.
Infod really do know when to pick, like, the music for this. That's one thing I will give them credit for. Right and wrong. I'll figure out what I'm going to do about the battle side, but... The streets outside the window are a blur as the hastily repaired truck carries us toward the other side of the city.
You ran into old Sully? He opened an agency? He's doing work for his neighborhood?
I'm not surprised. He's a people-pleasing bootlicker. And he has a forgettable face, too.
Quiet.
Isaiah, oh my god, I love you.
Before meeting up with you, we visited 3 locations where I remembered flex nexuses had been planted. 2 of them showed no activity, but we removed them just to be safe. The 3rd one we collected was at Triumph Avenue. The street in front of our academy had manifested. That was the first time I saw it so deserted. There wasn't a soul around.
No one being present is a good thing.
Seeing Jeremiah's confusion, I sigh as well and give him a short recap of the conversation between Xavier and Sullivan.
The Holy Sword is deteriorating. The wavy leaf sea lavender is withering. These are all signs that point to the planet's energy being drained. But it shouldn't happen this quickly. Transplanted planets do experience a phase where their energy is taken away, but the new energy should be enough to sustain them through this transition.
Well,
Earth's
see, it's
ether
not.
core hasn't fully matured yet. It can't meet the requirements to support Philos. The second plan requires an ether core that matures when Earth collapses. Then Earth's energy won't be directly siphoned if people start appearing in the magnetic field overlap.
Which is probably why Xavier was trying to find another way instead of MC, because obviously MC's got an ether core in her chest, so she would essentially be a consistent life source, but she'd be dying and being reborn over and over and over again for eternity, and that wouldn't be fair on her. As silence falls over the truck, the clamour of Lincoln officially waking up drifts in. It's mingled with the sounds of rush hour traffic.
Soren did a calculation. Even with planet transplantation, people still have a 53% chance of surviving the process. That's 1% higher than the chance of doing a successful backtracking.
I think His Highness, the Crown Prince knockoff, is missing Soren again.
This isn't an experiment. It's a gamble.
When you first proposed the concept of backtracking, how many people supported you, Xavier? 80% of people thought you were joking, and the remaining 20% thought you were insane.
Yeah, Xavier is a little bit on the crazy side, isn't he?
Do you even remember how many times your backtracking experiments failed? It was okay for you to fail again and again, but when it's someone else's turn, it becomes a gamble? Is it because you're the Crown Prince, so you get special privileges?
Those who only ever think about power always seem to see that fault in others.
Since you can fail 100 times, Xavier, other people should be allowed to fail 99 times. Let's look at Philos' situation and assume that letting 1 million people die could save 1.01 million people. You should know what the correct choice is.
The truck turns at an intersection. Jeremiah slams on the brakes and stops the vehicle in a deserted corner. He grits his teeth as he glares at Isaiah. This is hard for me to listen to because, like, it's like the better of two evils, right?
Now I understand how that human-eating planet and the royal family that upholds it came to be. You stand in the clouds at 10,000 meters. 1 million people look like densely packed grains of sand beneath your feet. They mean nothing to you. But I stand on the ground. So let me tell you that they're people just like us. Each and every one of them. They each have a name. They're not a string of numbers.
In other words, we let everyone die together while chanting all lives are equal?
If anyone needs to be sacrificed, it should be scum like you who don't see people as humans.
The two start scoffing as if they're competing. I seize the opportunity to interrupt them before they can continue. Have you ever thought about Earth? Does our planet need to die?
Earth's collapse during the apocalypse is inevitable. Why should we worry about Earth if we can't even save Philos?
Okay, you two should stop arguing. Listening to your spat is giving me a headache. For a moment, only the engine's vibrations remain. Xavier taps Jeremiah's chair, and the truck starts moving again.
Operation Backtrack's first choice was to take the planetary core, which only forms when a planet is dying. It's like taking organs that are still viable from a dying person's body and transplanting them into someone who needs them. When we made that decision, we knew how great the risk of landing during a planet's destruction would be. We might get caught in cosmic winds that form because of the energy. Or we might be annihilated along with the fracturing tectonic plates. But the reason why every backtracker agreed to it? We refused to survive by sacrificing some to save others. So even if we needed other planets' planetary cores, we had to wait until the planet died. Philos' new future can't involve endless sacrifice again.
His gaze, sharp and intense beneath a calm surface, is directed toward the rearview mirror. It's as if he can peer into the hearts of his two former teammates through it.
Should we ever reach a moment when sacrifice becomes necessary, we only have the right to sacrifice ourselves. We don't decide who lives or dies. So, this topic lacks the necessity for discussion on a fundamental level.
Yeah.
The backtrackers who risk being destroyed along with the planet are essentially sacrificed, right? You're planning to use one final sacrifice to turn the situation around. This is the true nature underneath the backtrackers' madness. The journey they embarked on is one without blessings, a potential dead end leading to their lives vanishing in the vast cosmos.
We're gambling everything. But I also said I'd bring them home. The second plan is still viable. However, external thorns won't be the only obstacles. There's also
the human heart. Xavier lowers his gaze. Maybe nothing can shake his resolve. But what about the others? Who would have thought that even this abandoned park in the old quarter had a flux nexus for years? Fortunately, the energy in the area is stable, and the flux nexus shows no signs of modification. After removing it, our search is interrupted.
The flux nexuses we were aware of are just these. What about the others?
Both our hunters' watches receive emergency alerts at the same time. Xavier and I look at each other. Something bad is about to happen. The warning from the association says abnormal magnetic fields in multiple locations across Lincoln City have simultaneously exceeded the safety threshold.
Soren started moving quickly.
Shit.
Why is he rushing? He's never been this impatient before.
I'll report to Captain Jenna first about how to deal with the abnormal magnetic fields.
Other hunters can remove the flux nexuses by using the association's weapons. If all of them work together, we should be able to suppress these abnormal magnetic fields. As for the remaining flux nexuses...
Can't you drag Sullivan here like you did with me? You could have given out an order, forced him to help, or even threatened him.
Those methods would have failed.
Sullivan?
I have to hear that as soon as I show up. I'm starting to question whether or not I made the right choice.
An unexpected figure approaches. He stands out under the sunlight. Annoyed, Sullivan glares at Isaiah and hands over a neatly folded map.
Take it before I change my mind.
The stunned silence lasts for a moment. Xavier steps forward first, his gaze lingering briefly on his badge. A hint of a smile appears at the corner of his mouth.
Since you're here, I won't give you the chance to change your mind.
Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, jeez me. How much... I feel like I'm never going to catch up to the main story at this point. It's just so much lore. We love the lore, but there's so much lore. Chapter 8 is Echo. Let's see what happens here then. From that point on, no one wastes another word. Their attention is focused on the map Xavier spread out.
The 6 flux nexuses in the southeastern region match up with the abnormal magnetic fields the Association detected. We've already investigated the central area. What's left is the southwestern corner and this northern region.
Wait, the flux nexuses to the south seem to be concentrated.
We've calculated the detection points for Earth's energy flows. The northern areas in Lincoln City are dominant zones. As far as I'm aware, at least 3 backtrackers have planted flux nexuses in this region.
Okay. Isn't that the No Hunt Zone number 39 where the holy sword of the goddess stands? No wonder a large magnetic field is still present.
If I may. The magnetic field around the Holy Sword is like the largest putrefied area on a flower petal. If that was the only one, the flower would take 3 days to wither.
Right.
But if other putrefied areas appear, they'll rapidly connect into a decaying network. The time it'll take for them to wither will be significantly decreased.
Right.
Cut to the chase. How much time do we have?
Jeremiah opens his phone and runs calculations using a temporarily constructed
3
magnetic
hours.
field.
We
I can't read that fast. Jeremiah opens his phone and runs calculations using a temporarily constructed magnetic field data network.
3 hours. We need to destroy the real flux nexuses that are around the Holy Sword within 3 hours.
Oh, fuck
To
me.
destroy the real flux net. To ensure it goes smoothly, we have to prevent other putrefied areas from appearing.
3 hours isn't enough. We can't even get into the magnetic field overlap behind the Holy Sword right now.
You're talking about that large magnetic field?
The Holy
Why
Sword
not?
is massive. I figured it'd need a lot of energy to materialize, so I took some time to collect data on it. But the system failed to do that. It could only monitor environmental energy around the magnetic field's perimeter and some disrupted anomalous data.
By utilizing the spatial reconstruction characteristics of reflected magnetic field energy analyzers, we can create magnetic field barriers. It was only speculation back then, but it seems to have been confirmed. Whether it's the RMFMA or the flux nexuses with modified protocors, they're all part of Soren's experiments.
That guy has gotten more determined since he went insane.
Ugh, I hate to admit it, but I agree with this hypocrite.
Magnetic field stabilizers are part of a monitoring network spanning all of Lincoln City. We need the Hunters Association system.
Xavier shares his highest level clearance with me once again.
Use these credentials to synchronize and mark the locations of the remaining flux nexuses in the stabilizer system. Tell Jenna and the Association to prioritize destroying the places that match the anomalous magnetic field patterns. The remaining ones...
I'll lead a team to eliminate them.
Jeremiah and Isaiah will go with you. I'll deal with the magnetic field barrier.
Even though I haven't figured out what Xavier will do, I grab his wrist. You're not allowed to be
Don't worry.
reckless.
The situation is unclear, so I won't exhaust myself on the first go.
You better not, or I'll smack you. What's your plan?
No matter how advanced Soren's technology is, he can only utilize Earth's current energy limits. But
Okay.
there's still one place where power from Philos exists.
Which is...
Don't tell me it's...
Xavier, what are you trying to do? I knew it. The more normal someone seems, the more insane they actually are.
I'm going with you no matter what.
Okay.
Even during the day, No Hunt Zone number 42 is shrouded in dark clouds. In a flash, Xavier appears above the wreckage of Traceback 2 with me in his arms. The exposed transmission system is viable under our feet. Or visible under our feet. I knew he was talking about Traceback 2. Xavier gets down on one knee and traces the damaged edges. The central panel lights up. Energy particles separate from the air and converge into streams of light before finally condensing into a brilliant blue cube.
This is the power source that supplies energy to Traceback 2's transmission system, Echo. Powering a massive vessel requires 12 of these operating in a rotation. Our preparations took a very long time because we had to manufacture enough Echo units. We even mobilized all available resources. Unfortunately, 11 of them suffered severe damage in the final backtrack. This one was preserved the best when we landed.
Are there resources on Earth that can repair it?
Some parts can be replaced. But for the most important component, the materials here aren't good enough. Echo can convert evil energy into power, and a sufficiently strong evil can also activate Echo.
Right.
If we were still on Philos, we'd only need a few evolvers to restart it. But here... on Philos, an evolver's evil energy and life force are one and the same. Using your evil means you're consuming your own life for power. On Earth, we're displaced in time and space. The energy we consume can't be regenerated.
Oh no.
With the current state of our evols, we can't do it.
He clenches his hand into a fist and presses it against the spaceship's rusted hull. In other words, the one we have now is your last hope.
We'll never have a chance to awaken again.
In other words, the one we have now is your last hope for restarting Traceback 2.
But it will never have a chance to awaken again.
The rotating blue orb occasionally releases drifting energy particles, and Xavier gently grabs it. It's like he's holding a weak heart that's still beating. Xavier. The broken portholes hang and reflect the bustling crowd the spaceship once carried. And there was that young man, sitting alone beyond the lamplight. It quietly visits this distant planet. During a quiet spring, a knight's boots step into unfamiliar, yet soft earth. People appeared for it, surrounded it, poured everything into it, and they left it behind one by one. On nights when silver waterfalls cascade, empty syringes roll and fall. Someone once curled up in its pod. Dreams keep it close to its homeland. Oh, that's so sad. I feel so bad for him. Shit. Okay, let's get this finished. I don't know if this is going to be like the last chapter or if there's going to be like more with the battles, but let's get straight into it. Cade's keeping on at me to get this done now that Valko's being released. So you guys come up, thank Cade for this. Xavier, are you really going to use up the spaceship's remaining energy?
This is the only way.
I know, but I'm not asking about Xavier's decision. I'm asking about Xavier's heart. I take Xavier's wrist and place it against his chest. It's obvious. It doesn't want to do this. He freezes. Only his heartbeat, that transmitted through bone and flesh, pulses in sync with Echo's flickering blue light.
The Backtrackers are a group seeking death, and Traceback 2 is their ferry. It's harsh, but we didn't deny that assessment, not even once. Every Backtracker knew it was a chariot carrying idealists to victory, Or a coffin burying those lost in delusions. At least this isn't our most desperate hour yet. It still has the chance to uphold a knight's honor, to spend its final moments in battle. It's willing.
I guide his hand down to gently grasp the blue cube. I feel the faint energy particles flowing across our palms. When we were caught in Soren's trap, we managed to escape because of this. Can we spend a little more time with it? 5 minutes?
Of course.
No Hunt Zone number 42's lush expanse stretches out as we sit side by side. We let the forest breeze wash over us. The past few days keep turning over in my mind, and I find myself grabbing the moments that stand out to me. The badge you left for Sullivan looks a lot like the one I saw on Isaiah.
They're badges from the Order of Lightseekers. The stars on Isaiah's badge represent the Star Hunters, and the arc on Sullivan's represents the Rainbow Runners. All the backtrackers were part of the Order of Lightseekers, and most members of the Order of Lightseekers were students from Astria Knight Academy.
That name is familiar for some reason. In the memories that came back to me at the Holy Sword of the Goddess, I think I was one of them. If all the backtrackers were part of the Order of Lightseekers, then Isaiah really was wearing their uniform?
Yeah.
That explains why he treasures it so much. It's a shame I never got to see you wear your knight's attire.
Jeremiah made a few new sets. According to him, they're perfect replicas. There might still be a chance.
His skills are incredibly versatile. I can't believe he can even make clothes.
Quite a few people used to go to him for repairs. Isaiah's outfit was well preserved because of him.
Despite all the bickering.
Some of our comrades were skilled at maintaining our badges. They'd polish them until they shine. Sullivan's Evol was remarkably effective at treating insomnia. Everyone called him the Sandman behind his back.
Who would have thought his powerful evil could be used like that? Scenes from that brief encounter spring to life. Through his stories, the faces I glimpsed through the porthole become real one by one. As I try to imagine their time together, I can't help but smile, yet my heart is heavy with emotion. How did the backtrackers end up like this? Xavier shakes his head as if he shares the same confusion. It's also like he's using the gesture to suppress certain feelings once more.
On a ship that could never reach the shore, the food ran out. Someone said they were willing to sacrifice themselves to keep everyone going. I told them to abandon ship, even if it was temporary.
They wouldn't accept it.
It was the ship carrying them in their search for humanity's only hope. All the while, they bore every curse, every ounce of scorn.
Leaves drift on the wind. Xavier catches one, holds it between his fingers for a moment, and then lets it return to the breeze. Maybe he let things go like that before and allowed those close to him to walk away.
The arguments grew heated, and someone accidentally damaged Echo. I didn't stop it in time, and the backtrackers fell apart starting at that moment.
So that's how those evil energy wound up here. But your evil was the deepest layer, and Echo wasn't completely damaged. You protected it. Why didn't you tell the other backtrackers? You could have said that it was possible to repair the spaceship.
Very few people can fight against the passage of time and guard an uncertain future.
In the end, only you remained. And you're the person who advised everyone to abandon the ship while continuing to watch over Traceback 2.
I wasn't alone for long, though. After I discovered what Jeremiah was doing to the spaceship, I stopped repairing it. The necessary materials were already scarce to begin with. He took more parts, and I could only fix so much.
I wish you lived as freely as Jeremiah, even if it was just for one day.
Aren't I already doing that?
Being able to just go wherever you want isn't freedom. Following your heart is. Take right now, for instance. Xavier, do you dare to say that you're not sad? There are no backtrackers here. No knights. You're not anyone's captain. You also have the right to be sad. You can grieve. His body tenses for a moment before pulling away from my shoulder. He takes the only warmth in the wind with him. For some reason, I hold back the urge to turn around and look.
My heart knows retreat isn't an option. I won't hesitate nor have any regrets. I will take Echo. But
He hugs me from behind. His warmth seeps through our clothes to press against my shoulder blades.
I want your forgiveness.
I bite my lip. I'm grateful that I didn't turn around. He doesn't need to see the tears welling up in my eyes. No one, not even me, has the right to forgive you. If a mission requires you to shoulder everything for everyone and forge ahead relentlessly, then the person who gave you that order should be responsible for you. Take Echo. This is my decision, and this is an order I'm giving to you. My memories are somewhat hazy, but I know we fought side by side on Philos. Maybe we were close, or maybe we also parted ways. But right now, I'm here. I'm by your side. Since taking Echo is the only option, this is a decision we're making together. You won't accept it?
How could I not? Since we made this choice, let's say goodbye to Echo together.
The wind has stopped at some point, and the forest falls into absolute silence. Xavier supports me as we reach into the deepest part of the spaceship. Light swirls around us as evil recognition mechanisms activate to give us access. The massive vessel beneath our feet emanates a gentle hum. The giant beast that has slumbered for ages slowly stirs to life.
The silence system has been activated. The countdown is 90 minutes. As per subsystem commands, farewell mode will now be initiated. Compiling data. It's been a long time, Captain. The vital signs monitoring system shows that nearly 3/4 of the backtrackers are still alive. I'm glad. In 88 minutes and 39 seconds, I will join Traceback 1's remaining cables and enter eternal silence mode. For humans, farewells are always heavy, but please do not gaze upon extinguished stars. Someday, when time no longer exists, new stars will rise from where the old ones fell. Good night, backtrackers. Good night, universe.
Oh, okay, we got some battles. Bear with me. Okay, we got another page. I was not expecting it to go this long, but okay. Oh, I need to download a resource update. Ah! Okay, let's see where we go to now. After entering silence mode, Echo is no longer defended by the system, so Xavier transfers it out of the central panel. When I've returned to the vicinity of the holy sword of the goddess, I realize No Hun Zone number 39 is surrounded.
Captain Jenna, the data shows there's a barrier around the magnetic field overlap behind the monument. It's not a wall built with the energy that's currently in the environment. It's more like a piece of space has been cut out. What do we do?
Outside the secluded zone, the Association has already set up a temporary outpost. Jenna's gaze moves from the console and lands on the giant monument that stands in stark contrast against the modern buildings. Hey,
The
Jenna.
barrier's energy distribution is uneven. Prioritize finding its weakest points. Simone, what's the maximum multiplier you can boost your railgun to?
3. You said I can't exceed the safety.
Raise it to 5.
Oh!
The multiplier can go up to 8.7. As long as there's an energy source worthy of this baby, I'll blast this pile of rocks to the moon.
I mean, I'd smash Jenna, just saying. Behind Simone, a massive rotationary cannon rises, the flowing light on its body changing from green to orange to finally a dangerous red. I look at Xavier. After he nods, I grab him and run towards the unicorn's hunters. Captain Jenna, Simone, try this. I toss over a container and Simone catches it. It's made from an unknown metal. When she opens it, an ice blue cube is revealed.
Damn, this looks
Use the
awesome.
association stabilizers to lock onto the magnetic field. Force multiple points to synchronize with this area's energy fluctuations. The barrier will have a momentary resistance to them. Then, weak points will appear. Attack immediately.
Unsurprised, Jenna looks at Xavier, and then her gaze falls on me.
I'll mobilize the entire fire support of unicorns. But once this is over, I need both of you to provide a report.
The perimeter support is sufficient. Don't let other hunters enter this magnetic field overlap. Unlike the others, this place isn't harmless.
Let's go. I'll get you some of my latest gear. You'll deal lots of damage and be well protected.
Simone kind of comes across to me as like a mad scientist sometimes with the stuff she pulls out. Simone wraps her arm around my shoulders and starts heading towards her mobile armory.
Actually, the cannon's multiplier can go up to 13.2. Don't tell Jenna.
Amid urgent honking, Philos' delivery truck bursts through the barrier and stops with his rear cargo area facing us.
We're just in time. Captain, let's get going.
Oh my god, Jeremiah. Jeremiah jumps down from the driver's seat and quickly opens the doors in the back.
After 100 years, the backtrackers are finally working together again. We have to make it official.
Amid the vibrant flowers and plants, 2 mannequins are wearing brand new combat uniforms. One male, one female.
Ta-da! They're brand new Lightseeker uniforms.
Oh.
These are blessed equipment that enhances your strength in combat. I put my all into restoring them.
Oh, Jeremiah, you son of a bitch. Huh? I exchange glances with Xavier. My bewilderment and helplessness are reflected in his eyes. Sullivan rubs his forehead, shakes his head, and places his hand on Isaiah's shoulder. Isaiah crosses his arms, leans against the vehicle, and rolls his eyes while pretending to look at the clouds.
Peasants and their sense of ceremony.
Isaiah, please.
All right, let's finalize our plan.
Sullivan approaches, Isaiah remains where he is, and Jeremiah reveals a holographic map. It's a complex of traditional buildings that extends from the Holy Sword of the Goddess.
We can confirm that the magnetic field overlap behind the Holy Sword of the Goddess has Astria Knight Academy. So I marked several points that are suspected flux nexuses.
Our primary objective will be to remove the flux nexuses and send off the Philos fragment. The secondary objective will be to locate Soren. This magnetic field contains an RMFMA. After entering, we might land in different locations and we won't be able to stay in touch. If we get separated, use Astroscience Avenue as a reference point. If you're on the left side of campus, head to the clock tower. If you're on the right side, go to Knight's Hall.
Got it.
The area's energy fluctuations are forced to be at the same level. Then a subtle disturbance manifests.
A weak point has appeared.
All units, prepare to attack the target.
Massive amounts of energy coalesce into a solid beam of light. It strikes the northwestern area of No Hunt Zone number 39. Amid earth-shaking tremors, the sound of space being torn manifests as violent energy fluctuations that reach every stabilizer. Alarms sound one after another. They merge into an urgent, cacophonous song of war. Walking through the familiar scenery is something Soren has yearned for over the past 200 years. Distant buildings cast jagged shadows in the unstable space. They're like chaotic omens of a dream about to end. In front of the square, several backtrackers have gathered.
All of you are early. It seems you're just as eager as I am to go home.
Well, you're not going to go home, mate. I'm about to put an end to that. The summoner finally makes his unhurried entrance. Soren sweeps his gaze around the circle of people.
Philos' spectrum positioning has been completed. It will descend soon.
Regional transplantation experiments don't require that. This isn't what you told us.
Planet transplantation has an extremely low error tolerance and strict conditions. It's impossible to accomplish through human effort alone. To put it simply, it's nothing more than pure fantasy. But what I'm doing now, the site I'm about to create, it deserves to be called an effective, perfect solution.
You used us! You...
Calm down. This isn't an era where titles and royal authority work. You need to wait. You just need to wait. I will show you true salvation and the beautiful dawn.
Can't wait to put him in his place. Soren has already left. His recent declaration is just an announcement. He didn't answer any follow-up questions or address any doubts. The backtrackers' expressions are indifferent. They blend in with the old street scenery.
Do you think Soren can do it? Or has he gone mad?
Doesn't matter. The ground beneath our feet and the scenery around us are proof.
If this is Philos, then where are the people? Why is it only buildings and objects?
Entities without a life force are the easiest to bring over through the energy exchange. Soren said, this is only temporary.
Do you really believe what he says? Even when he has never seen it himself?
Have you considered another possibility? Perhaps the Philos he summoned is nothing more than an illusion.
Deathly silence envelops the space. The fort, wrapped in an elusive cloak, is injected with lethal poison. Everyone trembles.
Maybe everything we've done was a waste of effort. We took the wrong path. We can't change anything, let alone move.
Oh god. At that moment, the ground begins to shake violently. A backtracker leaps out of... Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Up in the sky. A backtracker leaps out from the swaying, collapsing building. When she sees what happens, her pupils contract.
The sky.
What?
There's a crack in the sky.
All gazes follow her finger. They collectively turn toward the distant corner of the sky that has been torn open like a massive wound. Whew, okay. So we're destroying the space. Excellent. Exactly what I like to see. Though I will admit I'm a little bit I'm very nervous. Right, Descendant, let's see. Oh god. We got to be nearing the end of Xavier's story branch now, right? Like, I'm surprised we haven't gotten on to Raphael yet, but saying that, it kind of felt like a bit of an odd time to do it. Within the incomplete Astria Knight Academy, fluctuations appear in multiple locations. Isaiah surveys his surroundings. Remembering where Knight's Hall should be, Sullivan runs to that place. Xavier walks out of the empty training ground. The intensified presence around his neck makes him furrow his brow. Oh, the suppressor. Beside the giant stone arch, Jeremiah jumps and runs across the street. The ring in his palm flickers like the light in a person's eyes.
Bella, look! This is my home!
When I open my eyes, I use something with a marble-like texture to steady myself as I stand. Only then do I see that rows upon rows of polished desks and chairs lie before me. This looks like a large classroom. The pristine white halls are tall. On either side of the podium's stone steps stand 2 knight statues. Each wields a greatsword. Phantoms wearing knights' uniforms seem to appear among the desks and chairs. They materialize in the central area used for sparring. The Moonchaser's house. I never heard this name before, but it feels familiar as it flows from within my heart. But as a bell rings from outside, those figures tremble and fade. They transform into countless stars above the classroom. I wonder what they teach in Philos. Did Xavier sleep in class when he was in school too? Nearby, the silhouette of a tall, slender building quietly stands. It pulls my thoughts back to the meeting from 10 minutes ago. That must be the clock tower. A shrill shriek suddenly echoes through the academy as several aircraft with different designs emerge from somewhere unknown. Multiple ports for weapons reveal themselves on their undersides. There's a red flash of red light as they fly toward the breach in the barrier. Ever? I guess Soren is here. Based on Astria Knight Academy's unique characteristics and this magnetic field's distinctive barrier, Xavier deduced that Soren would most likely be hiding here. And wherever Soren is, there will inevitably be other backtrackers and even Ever's accomplices lurking in the shadows. It'd be great if we could handle everything at once. But first things first. I need to avoid these aircraft and regroup with the others. Okay. Oh, here we go. Go on, MC! Oh, God, there's some wanderers.
So close, those bastards.
Whew! Woo! There he is! Hey! Oh, he's wearing his uniform. Oh my goodness. Hi!
Xavier, a straight-A student back to school?
I missed MC's voice, man.
I'm not the only straight-A student doing that.
Oh, a suppressor. Oh, crap. It better not.
There's an aircraft.
It might not go at the worst time.
Soren really went all out.
The backtrackers should be here. They haven't appeared yet.
I found a nail. A suppressor?
Come on, you got this, Xavier.
This place, the magnetic field fusion is accelerating.
Search well.
The backtrackers. Hide and don't move. I'll hold them off while you find a chance to.
You are not going to be able to do it.
No.
It's not a request.
Xavier. He's also here.
Go. Don't be stubborn.
Stubborn is my middle name, Xavier. Jump.
Be quick. See you in 10 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
Right on time.
Oh.
New clock tower memory?
Since we're back at an old spot, being more dramatic is understandable.
Oh, I love the uniform on these two.
Causing a commotion is the best way to commemorate going back to school.
I like how MC is slowly starting to recover her memories. Like, at least with this area. I don't know if it's going to be the same for the other love interests, but I do like this quite a lot. Bodies plummet at breakneck speed and crash into an empty corridor along with the stained glass. In the distance, a series of explosions erupts from above. Firelight streams through the broken windows and casts a glow on the far end of the hall.
Soren.
A wooden bench sits in the gloom. Soren rests on it, his gaze fixed on the wall ahead. Countless nameplates are embedded in the stone. They're flanked by the extinguished light pillars that once bathed them in brilliance.
What did you do to Knight's Hall?
Soren rises from the bench and lifts his right hand to casually wave. Overwhelming energy ripples from above. From the darkness, a massive, grotesque wanderer appears. Xavier!
Let's go.
And they may use the light seeker myth. Oh, the thing is, I would buy the outfit, but like, there's no bloody point, you know? Because I feel like it's gonna be just a problem. I don't know if this is going to have any dialogue, so I'm gonna keep this in the recording just in case. But I really do need to start getting better at the combat, though. Maybe I'll get maybe I'll get Saz to teach me. That'd be an interesting experience.
Will I get what I want this time?
Okay, let's... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
It'll begin. It's time.
Right, let's see if my auto can do the job. Okay, it's done. The Wanderer collapses to the ground. The energy particles cascade like a waterfall as they dissipate. The faint, flickering glow dimly illuminates a nameplate on the wall. A light, more blinding than fluorescent glow, flashes before the wooden bench. The blade pierces Soren's clothing just below his ribs. It grazes along his waist as it pins him to the ground. He's forced to kneel.
Astria Knight Academy's Flux Nexus. Tell me where it is.
The passage has already been opened. Soon, I'll take everyone home. Thelos' descent can't be stopped, Xavier. No matter how powerful you are, you're still a human. And humans can't play tug-of-war with the power of an entire planet.
That's what you're doing.
Humanity's strength is more than enough to bring you down.
Isn't it pointless?
Isn't the self-destruct module in the suppressor pointless?
The self-destruct module?
When you modified it, you intended to use it at a critical moment. Isn't this the perfect time?
You think I won't activate it?
Defiant, Soren forces himself to stand. He's clutching a chip between his rigid fingers. I rush forward, but when I see Xavier shake his head slightly, I force myself to stop.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for the last moment. I'll let you witness the moment of my victory. I saved Thelos when no one else could. I killed the unkillable Xavier. These represent my crowning victory.
I'm not going to wait with you. Activate the self-destruct module or die by my sword.
Xavier, you're playing a risky game here, my friend. Oh! Stress!
Pick one.
His fingers nervously twitch, the chip deforming several times. Yet it returns to its original shape when its grip loosens. After several breaths, it's unclear whether he'll be destroyed by the pressure or Xavier's sword. I hear a soft clink. The chip is on the ground, yet the sound of its fall is clear and distinct.
You're not as insane as you think you are.
Don't look at me like that. You two and your teacher. You looked at all of us with that same expression. It's as if commoners like us were worthy of encouragement once we entered the Astria Knight Academy. As if we deserved some pity.
My teacher?
Someone who dedicated everything to a corrupt royal family. Someone who can't see how commoners bear the burden of Philos' sins. The grandest knight of the kingdom and Astria, bathed in glory, a role model I admired and revered. A rotten Philos like this is beyond redemption.
Xavier's silent figure suddenly turns fierce, but when his blade presses down, he restrains his anger.
He was the type to prepay tuition for students with financial difficulties. Have you forgotten what you said when you first entered the academy?
I still had faith back then. I believed in you, him, the king, but all of you destroyed our trust again and again. Even the backtrackers never treated me as a real member.
You used to be the smartest person in the backtrackers.
Of course. You don't need to tell me that.
The backtrackers aren't a squadron of knights. We didn't recruit people based on the roles they could fulfill. You have a mind that surpasses most, yet you were willing to conduct feasibility trials for our undeveloped ideas. Maybe you forgot that the people who invited you to be our companion were us.
So what? Isn't it more ironic that you're bringing this up now? You were the first to invite me, and the first to cast me aside. And now, I can do what you can't.
You still don't get it.
This is hard. A wanderer's dying shrieks echo from the other side of the magnetic field. My tense body finally relaxes. It looks like the other's battle has ended as well. Xavier turns his head slightly and glances outside. His gaze is sincere.
The backtrackers don't lack strength. They don't lack wisdom either. What everyone needed was a companion on the same wavelength, not a nifty gadget. You didn't need to prove that you were a useful tool.
Xavier, are you throwing pity at me again? I hate the way you look at everyone. It's like they're nothing but nuts. You...
His aggressive words are cut short by a heavy blow. Xavier tosses the unconscious Soren onto the bench and cleans his sword. Well, Soren's lost it. I doubt we can get anything useful out of him. The magnetic field here is too chaotic. My evil can only faintly sense the flux nexus. Let's try following Jeremiah's lead instead.
No need. I think I know where it is.
A flat, wide avenue stretches in from the front of the clock tower. Knight sculptures holding long swords stand on both sides. I can't remember its name, but my body recalls the sensation of running here countless times. I hear footsteps behind me. It's Jeremiah and the other two. They're looking somewhat worse for wear.
There was some big guy ready to ambush us in Knight's Hall. Good thing the three of us aren't pushovers. We killed it.
Only Sullivan and I were doing the fighting.
I threw a bunch of bombs at it. It served as a distraction.
We checked 2 possible Flux Nexus locations along the way. Neither of them were real.
After confirming that none of them are seriously injured, Xavier nods and turns towards the end of the long street.
Astria's Flux Nexus is the holy sword of the goddess.
Oh.
What?
Soren, that damn mutt. How much humiliation do we have to go through before he's satisfied?
Wow. The most dangerous bomb was hidden in the safest place all along.
Let's go. We'll destroy it and send Astria back.
Wait! Xavier! Are you really going to destroy the monument? Can you still call yourself a Grandest Knight? The Holy Sword of the Goddess isn't just a symbol of Astria Knight Academy. It's the royal family's greatest honor. Have you forgotten what it represents?
Calm down. You look like a goose that lost a fight and got its feathers plucked.
You and Soren can die together.
It's unclear whether Jeremiah is restraining Isaiah or Isaiah is overpowering Jeremiah, but the two of them have started brawling off to the side.
Is destroying the monument the only way?
The knights who protected Philos left behind their swords and beliefs. It wasn't so that the future generations could admire their glory. The only legacy the monument must remember is the duty to protect. Destroying it is also for that sake.
I understand.
I have no objections.
The Holy Sword of the Goddess didn't manifest by chance. It serves as an anchor point for the magnetic field and no hunt zone number 39, but its energy is too strong. The monument from within Astria seems gentler. Energy coalesces into a halo that surrounds it. Xavier takes my hand and we walk toward it.
From now on, the Sword of Traceback doesn't serve kings or nations. It fulfills one's choices.
The choice you made. Xavier, whatever choice you made is the best one. He tightly holds my hand. Then his grip loosens, his gesture shifting from a firm clasp to gentle support. Even as my palm touches the monument, Xavier doesn't let go. Instead, he covers the back of my hand. Together, the Holy Sword witnesses us.
Let it rest, Your Majesty.
Wrapped in energy, I can no longer hear his whispers despite how close he is, but I understand that it's time. Energy fluctuates violently as the Holy Sword blazes with brilliant light. At the same time, a terrifying energy comes crashing down on us with overwhelming force. Instinctively, I gather my own power to resist it. Our resonance that was dismantling the Holy Sword falters.
Don't stop. Leave it to me.
I withdraw my power and focus on dismantling the Holy Sword. I'm no longer distracted by the energy that has suddenly surged. Even with my eyes closed, at that very moment when the statue breaks, I feel myself, in body and soul, be engulfed by light. An unimaginable energy hurricane is intercepted. It should have burst forth with an impact powerful enough to level everything. Only then do I realize that the power confronting this terrifying energy is familiar. It's Xavier's evil. Xavier?
I'm here.
The light hasn't faded yet. I feel around for Xavier's hand. I don't even dare to let go for a second. Memories shimmering with light flood in. Together with the warmth in my hand, they become the final gift the Holy Sword bestows upon me. Her memories? Oh. I feel so bad for Xavier. Like, this can't be easy for him. May Philos prosper. It's not until the no hunt zone's instinctive smell penetrates my nostrils that I open my eyes. The first thing I see is Xavier's pale complexion and his bare neck. Are you okay? Your suppressor.
The energy blockage caused by the planet's descent being interrupted was enough to destroy all of Lincoln. I had no choice but to use brute force. And I can only use that power without the suppressor. I can thank Soren for this. Otherwise, it would have been impossible to easily destroy the suppressor.
With my support, Xavier stands up and leans on his sword. The pained furrows in his brow are quickly smoothed out. The Holy Sword has dissipated, and the others stare blankly at Astria Knight Academy as it slowly cracks. But as Xavier raises his sword to his chest, the others immediately become solemn.
By the stars above.
Jeremiah, Isaiah, and Sullivan mimic his pose as if in silent mourning. Yet it's also like a solemn salute.
In the 215th year since leaving our homeland, Operation Backtrack's second protocol has failed due to force majeure. Traceback 2's core has been destroyed. A return voyage is impossible. Our next step is to initiate the third protocol. We shall seek the power of limited backtracking to ensure Philos returns to a time when its core had yet to be extinguished.
The last traces of the magnetic field disperse. The energy fluctuations are also quiet.
With the stars as our witness, and light-seeking as our testament, we swear before Astria's glory, we have never betrayed our original purpose.
We have never betrayed...
May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze.
May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze.
Like an ethereal dream reaching its end, Philos dissolves into scattered specks of light. It's like the stars are returning to where they came from. The backtracker's oath is solemn, yet tinged in hoarseness. Only I and the wounded land saw it. The last energy particle drifts before dissipating at Xavier's fingertips. Three days later. Tires scrape the ground and stir up wind as a somewhat weathered 310 megahertz carries me and its drivers through the city's long streets. The red light appears. Xavier and I move in perfect sync as we pull up our helmets' visors and look at the large screen in the square across from us.
The abnormal phenomena frequently occurring in Lincoln have been reported worldwide. No casualties reported as of... The large-scale energy fluctuation from 3 days ago was not a Wanderer outbreak. Experts believe it might be related to the Deepspace tunnel.
Pedestrians discuss among themselves, which gives rise to more urban legends. They're unaware that it was a heart-stopping night. The abnormal magnetic field hasn't completely disappeared.
No matter how powerful Soren is, he couldn't possibly cause a commotion this big. He probably just took advantage of this anomaly.
How is he? Is he still refusing to talk with you guys?
Yeah. Don't worry. Isaiah will keep a close eye on him.
Beat him up.
Light's about to turn green.
He pulls down his helmet's visor and I can faintly hear him mumbling about why we're not using my new motorcycle instead. You promised to let me collect the whole HM series. Surely the talented Crown Prince of Philos, Grandest Knight, and Star Hunter's prefect wouldn't go back on his word.
I'm blaming Isaiah for this. You better stay away from him.
Are you ordering me around?
It's a suggestion.
My status is special, so I'll consider suggestions like that based on my mood. We gotta go! Aww. Within no hunt zone number 39, hardly any traces are visible, aside from the impact caused by the Holy Sword's energy burst. Looking somewhat melancholic, Xavier crouches down. Oh, I touch it. Ah! Sorry. And touches the grass. If you're upset, you can cry. No one else is here.
Oh, you're visiting the graves too?
Where's Isaiah? Cleaned up, the familiar small truck looks brand new. 2 people get out of the vehicle, and each of them is carrying 2 pots of fresh flowers.
Whose graves are you visiting?
For the homeland I can't return to. Of course, visiting the graves isn't the right way to put it, but I can't think of anything else right now.
He's the one who insisted on being here.
Oh, I was waiting. See, that music started playing and I immediately thought Isaiah and Jemai were going to start arguing again. With 2 more people and several more pots of flowers, the no hunt zone now looks like a campground. Fuck me, the energy. Jeremiah is curiously walking around the pile of scorched earth that was left behind by the monument.
There seems to be something here. I can't pull it out. Sully, come here.
As Sullivan reaches into the pile, Xavier and I move closer. Puzzled, we watch. The soil is moved away to reveal a section of metal. It doesn't look new. Sullivan is having trouble too? Let me try.
You might have missed a flux nexus. I'll handle this.
When I place my hand on it, Xavier has already reached out. With a single touch, I can feel the soil around the object loosening. Xavier frowns and places his hand over mine. Together, we grasp the metal and strain to pull it out. It's such a big...
sword.
No. Oh, no, 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 no.
What? Jeremiah's expression transforms into one of horror and disbelief.
Isn't this the legendary king's sword that's depicted in the mural at Knight's Hall?
What? At the end of the universe's collapse, dawn's light lingers in darkness. To you, O Philos, cradle of the stars and the graveyard of souls. The stars have crowned a king to escape the curse of time. Decay falls at the end of a star's descent. Redemption blooms at the hem of the new dawn. And that light is eternity. How much more do we have? Is this like another full-blown page? The abnormal magnetic fields in Lincoln are rapidly diminishing, and the situation's threat levels has been downgraded from critical. The sword left behind by the Holy Sword of the Goddess hasn't shown any abnormalities, but we remain vigilant. Jeremiah is keeping it sealed for now. And thanks to Sullivan's intel, Xavier has begun searching for backtrackers who weren't involved in this incident. Across the universe, the oath witnessed by the Holy Sword will fall into the heart of every backtracker with starlight.
According to the reports, Taurus recently discovered a fragment of a mysterious relief depicting a human face on Wave Chaser Island.
Huh.
It's just off the coast of Verona. Experts from the Institute of Cultural Artifacts have concluded that the relief fragments most likely belong to the underwater ruins that were discovered in 2034.
Lemuria?
After a decade, relics supposedly from Lemuria have resurfaced, which have sparked intense online discussions.
Wait, have we gone onto Raphael's branch?
Experts state that further verification is needed to confirm whether the fragments truly belong to Lemuria.
Speaking of which, does Lemuria actually exist? Many years have passed since the initial discovery, but the research hasn't gotten far.
I have a fish as evidence.
Maybe Lemuria is a seed from an alternate dimension. Aliens are implanting their civilization into Earth.
That relief fragment looks old, though. Do aliens like that?
You know what? I'm gonna stop it here because this is obviously going into Raphael's thing now because they're talking about Lemuria. I'm gonna get that episode to you out later this week, so keep an eye out for it. But oh my god, we're done with Xavier. Ah! Can I get it out before July 9th? I think so. Keep an eye out for the next episode. I'll get it out later this week. See you in a bit, guys. Bye.